Well, the last year and a half can easily be compared to the journey a roller coaster makes. Up and down, and all of a sudden you're doing a full 180. If you're a teacher, a parent, or a student, you've probably felt this way at one point or another. Kaylee Kirby takes us on the ride area families have been on since the school year started.
Since March of 2020, it seems like change has been the only thing staying the same.
We didn't have recess last year because it was on the computer.
Virtual learning, hybrid, and now in person, all because of COVID-19. It's a never-ending cycle of students, teachers, and parents trying to balance keeping everyone healthy while remaining in the classroom as much as possible.
We're doing our part, and I feel like the schools are trying as hard as they can to do their part.
We first introduced you to the Archer and Me families back in September, right after the start of the school year. The Archers at Toledo Public and the Me's at Washington Local. Both have been back to in-person learning 5 days a week and have noticed how much of an impact it's made.
Her progress in school has dramatically changed. Just being able to be in class with her peers and her teacher and learning how to read. Don't you feel like you've learned how to read much better this year, Eden?
High school is more than just going to school, and that was what was so difficult when you didn't have those social interactions. You kept up on your schoolwork, virtually, but you missed out on the whole picture.
Grady Me, a senior and basketball player at Whitmer, is just weeks away from his last season as a Panther. After only being able to have family members in the stands last year, he's looking forward to a bigger crowd to cheer him on.
That was something that we missed last year with you could only have
I was there.
two people per person. So even though the parents cheer super loud, it's just not like having 1,000 in the gym. So I'll definitely look forward to having our student section there.
As one makes their way out, another is just getting started. Eden Archer is only in first grade this year. Her experiences now are some of the only ones she's ever had because last year was nearly all virtual. But parents Joshua and Amira Archer don't look at last year as a negative because their daughter has many more years to create memories in school.
I love art class.
We're the ones that are comparing it to something or saying like we missed out on something. But from her perspective and her peers, they're not missing out. This is their life and their experience. So we just try to make it as fun and enjoyable as possible for her and for him.
Some of these small experiences seem different, but I feel like in the end, these different practices to keep us safe, it's that good outweighs the few lost experiences that we've had.
And just as you're starting to settle in, another change on the horizon, one that's closing in on the boundaries of what we used to know as normal. The majority of school districts in Northwest Ohio made the decision to drop mandatory mask wearing in class, Washington Local included.
I trust the administration and that they make the right decision, and really it's just about staying in school, staying healthy, and playing basketball now. So however they see us doing that, I'm on board.
I have mixed feelings about that. I believe in the science and I believe that masks work, but I also trust our administration. They have had the high-level conversations, that obviously we're not privy to.
Over at Toledo Public, masks are still required, and the Archers say they feel safe knowing their kids are protected, but also see how removing the mandate would help too.
I personally think that it's a good practice, just having the children wearing the masks. But I do see how certain children with different challenges, it can be harder for them. Our son, he has a speech delay, and just with him learning speech and being able to see mouths move and his peers' mouths and things like that, I think it would be more beneficial for him not to have a mask.
Despite enduring the year and a half no one ever imagined, each parent is thankful their kid is back in person and how far the districts have come since the pandemic.
There's no negatives. It's all great. I think now that we're in the full swing of it this fall, as opposed to last spring, he wasn't vaccinated, and I'm a worrier type parent. But now yes, he's back in, but he's also vaccinated, so I worry less about that.
Worrying aside, if there's anything the last year and a half has taught us, there's bound to be more change before the school year ends. Reporting in Toledo, Kaylee Kirby, WTOL 11.